Hey, I'm Stephanie, and it's time to stumble into style. Welcome to Signature Style Sunday, my weekly video series in which I document my journey as I attempt to find my very own sense of style using mainly what I already own. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what it feels like to get out of my comfort zone. If you watched last week's video, which I'll link in the description box, then you'll know that I finally had access to my entire wardrobe and my makeup kit after months of being away. However, I only had a couple of hours between arriving at home and having to leave again, which meant I ultimately just defaulted to my old go-to stage outfits for my shows last week. And so this week, I wanted to experiment a little more. Once again, I was running really short on time this week, so I didn't have time to go through my whole closet, but I did try to thoughtfully put together a couple of options for this week's shows. As a point of reference, my typical go-to stage outfit is a cotton black dress and a denim jacket, and there are a lot of reasons that this has become my go-to stage outfit. One is that they're dark colors and they're easy to wash. The unfortunate reality of being a touring musician is that I can't always do laundry when I'd like to on the road, and so it's imperative that my stage clothes be easy to spot clean. Another great aspect of this outfit is that it's cotton and breathable, which is great under hot stage lights. And a third really practical aspect is the ruggedness of the denim jacket. In an ideal world, I come to the venue and everything has already been set up by a wonderful, gracious technical team, and all I have to do is show up looking pretty and then sing a great show. However, a lot of times I end up having to set up all my equipment myself, and in those cases, if I'm lucky, if there's enough time, I can get to the venue early enough that I can do the setup and take down in my street clothes, and then change into my stage outfit afterwards. However, the reality of being on tour is that the schedule is often very tight, and sometimes I have to do some pretty heavy lifting in my stage clothes. And that's when it's really great that I have a denim jacket that's really rugged material that's not going to rip on any rough edges if I have to be lifting something really heavy in really tight corners. So it's just proven to be a tried and tested option under all those conditions. When I took a look at this outfit in the context of making this video, I realized something I had never seen before, and that's that I think I've been using denim jackets as a suit of armor. The reality is that 95% of my colleagues are male, and 95% of those male colleagues are perfectly fine and they're people with whom I feel safe. However, that remaining 5% who make me feel uncomfortable or even unsafe make me want to really layer up in the clothing department. And as I've moved further along in my career and I tour more and I'm working with more and more strangers, I've realized that my denim jackets have gotten a lot bulkier over the years. And I'll try to insert a couple of pictures as examples of that so that you can see the trend, because it's pretty interesting to me. But I'm glad I realized this now, because as much as I feel caution is justified, I don't want to let fear color my stage persona. And it doesn't mean I have to remove denim jackets from my wardrobe or even from my stage wardrobe. But if I do wear denim jackets on stage, I want it to be because they support the character that I am playing on that stage and that they support the image of my music, because they look cool. I don't want to be using them as a method of self-defense. So I decided to ditch the denim this week, which ended up being a pretty easy decision to make because I also knew and trusted the team that I would be working with. So let's take a look at what I found when I raided my closet. If you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my phone because I have the pictures here that I'm going to be blending in over here. So option one was still a black dress. I know, but I paired it with a button front dress that I leave open and wear as a jacket. I realize this still also has the denim element in the shoulders. However, I like how it has a lighter, more feminine fabric with the floral print, and it also nicely mirrors my Living album theme. I actually wore this outfit during a tour last year and I was really happy with it. But I figured that's exactly why I shouldn't wear it this week, because I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone. So I tried switching out the button-down dress for a long lace cardigan in option 2. Once again, I like the subtle nod to my living album due to the green color and also the leafy pattern embroidered in the lace. And I also like the transparently feminine aspect of lace. But at its heart, this is still an accessorized black dress. And that is not the point of this experiment. So I decided to completely leave my comfort zone for option 3, and I went with white. Last summer, I went shopping with my aunt, and we found this off-white jumpsuit with like a pattern of tiny pink stylized flowers on it. And I remember thinking, oh, I would love to wear that on stage, but I just don't know if I'm daring enough, because white can be a tricky color on stage, and cream falls into the white category. But then I remembered that I had found this belt on Etsy a long time ago. There's a woman on Etsy who makes custom belts, and one of her designs looks very similar to one of the designs on my guitars. And so I was like, oh, that jumpsuit would look perfect with that belt. So I bought the jumpsuit to match the belt, and I was finally daring enough to wear it on stage. So that's what I did this week. As silly as it sounds, I was a little bit nervous about wearing something so different on stage in the context of my solo program. You get used to certain things. However, I started this signature style project because I wanted to utilize the beautiful things I have in my closet and really enjoy them. I wanted to learn how to make bolder choices, be braver, because sometimes I feel like I go shopping thinking I'm going to be this like brave new version of myself, and then I get home and I look at it and go, can I really pull that off? And this is the year where I find out if I can. And I'm making these videos every week to keep myself accountable to those goals. So because I knew I had to report back to you this week, I knew that option 3 was the only option I really had. So I made that bold choice. Because let's be honest, a white jumpsuit is not necessarily the boldest choice one could make. But for me, in this context, it was. And the more I start to make more defined style choices, the more me my style will become. And maybe over time, I'll be able to make bolder and bolder choices, and I won't feel so uncomfortable about it. Everything worked out really well. I didn't spill anything on the white dress, which is great. The material was fine under the hot lights, and I ended up pairing it with a rosy, kind of fairy-like sparkly eye look instead of my typical smoky eye, and it made me feel like a stage nymph. So all's well that ends well. This past week's project ended up being a whole lot of fun, and I'm so glad I did it. This coming week, I plan on experimenting with makeup since I finally have access to my whole kit again. So make sure you stay tuned for that. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope that we can all remember that even stumbling can be a form of moving forward. So let's stumble in style.